Good afternoon, everyone. This is Dominic Olivo again with another one of your YouTube video vlogs here. It is a beautiful day outside. Today is September 11th, and I think by now we all know what time of day it is, and this is kind of sort of like a reflections video. I'm not trying to make this about me, but then again it is my YouTube page, so I figure, I could pretty much improvise and do whatever I want on this channel. So I'm doing this video vlog again to kind of do some reflections, because as I said before, I think most of us, especially Americans, we know what time of day it is, and I want to utilize this time again to reflect on a couple of things. As we all know, today in history marks the 9/11 attacks in New York City. Today marks 19 years, and I'm not a historian, but I'm just going to go ahead and read you the context. I have the History Channel website, and I'm just going to read you exactly what happened here. So it says here, at approximately 8:45 a.m. on a clear Tuesday morning, an American Airlines Boeing 767 loaded with 20,000 gallons of jet fuel crashes into the North Tower of the World Trade Center in New York City. The impact left a gaping, burning hole near the 80th floor on the 110-story skyscraper, instantly killing hundreds and thousands of people, trapping hundreds more in higher floors. As the evacuation of the tower and its twin got underway, television cameras broadcasted live images of what initially appeared to be a freak accident. Then 18 minutes after the first plane hit, a second Boeing 767 United Airlines Flight 175 appeared out of the sky, turned sharply towards the World Trade Center, and sliced into the South Tower at about the 60th floor. The collision caused a massive explosion that showered burning debris over surrounding buildings and the streets below. America was under attack. The attackers were Islamic terrorists from Saudi Arabia and several other Arab nations, reportedly finalized by Saudi fugitive Osama bin Laden's Al-Qaeda terrorist organization. They were allegedly acting in retaliation for American support of Israel, its involvement in the Persian Gulf War, and its continued military presence in the Middle East. Some of the terrorists have lived in the United States for more than a year and have taken flying lessons at the American commercial flight schools. Others have slipped into the U.S. months before September 11th and acted as the muscle in the operation. The 19 terrorists easily smuggled box cutters and knives through security at all 3 East Coast airports and boarding 4 flights bound for California, chosen because the planes were loaded off for fuel for the long transcontinental journey. Soon after the takeoff, the terrorists commanded the 4 planes and took controls, transforming the ordinary commuter jets into guided missiles. So again, this is just the background. I got this off the History Channel. As I said before, I'm not a historian, but this is just reading you the time and the dates in the history, and so I wanted to use this time to reflect. So, giving my personal experience, I was very young at the time. I don't have much recollection, as I said, because I'm just growing up during those times. I was living in the city, and it actually started in the 6th grade. My recollection of the attacks that day is very vague. I was only 11. I was only a month shy of turning 12 years old, and then I got word from teachers that day that there were attacks at the World Trade Center buildings, and most of us students, because I went to school in the South Bronx, I used to live in the city, so we were asked to evacuate schools. We left school early that day, and then I got home and I saw the attacks on the television. This is just from personal experience. Like I said, I don't have much recollection, and I wasn't too entirely affected by it. Like I said, I was only young at the time. It wasn't until I got into college that I saw the impact that the attacks had on people and the towers, and that affected me personally. These were 3,000 Americans. It was almost 3,000 Americans. I also had an opportunity, this is about maybe a year or two or so, I went to the World Trade Center Memorial Museum. I went to the WTC Memorial Museum, I made a video vlog on Facebook. I didn't get to post it on YouTube, but I actually went down to the exhibitions and I saw the first responders. I saw the firefighters and all the exhibitions that they had, and I went and I shared those things. So this is just, again, sharing my personal experience. So I went to the Memorial Museum twice, actually, that same year. I believe it was back in 2018. And they had all these different exhibitions. They had the firefighters, as I mentioned before. They had all the debris. They had all the writings and pictures and people sharing their histories. And they also had different testimonies. Also, a year later, I actually went to the One World Observatory. Now, this was done over the span of a couple of years. The first One World Observatory, from my recollection and understanding, it opened up, I think it was constructed around 2013. I think that was the first year that they opened, and this building goes up 102 stories. I made a video vlog recently talking about that. If you go on my travel vlog, my page, this was done in January of last year, and it was a really good time, and I got to see the views from the top. I was kind of hesitant because I'm not a big heights person, but at the same time, it was an interesting and fun experience. And yeah, that's pretty much that. Also, just to backtrack for a little bit, I'm just going to use my own understanding based on what I remember and what I can recall, based on the exhibitions and the gallery that I attended at the museum. My understanding was that there were 3 planes. 2 struck at New York City, but there was also an attack at the District of Columbia, from my recollection. Or was it at the District of Columbia? No, I don't think so. I think it was either Pennsylvania or it was at the Washington Monument, or one of the attacks took place over by the District of Columbia. But there were basically 3 planes that day. 2 did struck New York City. It was an eventful time, and this attack affected millions of Americans around the country. The first responders, the firefighters, the policemen, when all the debris and the toxins fell into the air, when the buildings crashed that day, most people down there were exposed to those toxins, and those toxins can get into your lungs and into your body, and it can cause long-term damage. And that has happened. People were exposed to these toxins, which cause certain illnesses and certain cancerous diseases. And this impacted most people for many, many years. And I said this happened 19 years ago. So that's just sharing my understanding of it. Like I said, I'm not a big historian, but these are things that we know in time. And as I'm sitting here today, again, I wanted to use this time to do a reflections video and plead and suggest that if you do have loved ones that you care about, if you have close relatives or members of your family or any extended family, just keep them close. Please look after each other, because we never know when our time will come to pass, when stuff like this will happen again in our lifetime. Like I said, this has been one challenging year. And these attacks that happened 19 years ago, like I said, this affected almost 3,000 people. And it still challenges us to this day. A lot of people don't want to talk about it. So once again, I know this video is not going to matter to most of my viewers on here, but to the very few viewers that do watch this channel, you understand exactly what I'm talking about, and that's all that matters. I've said this many times in the past. If it touches at least 1 or 2 people, I've done my job. I know this video is not going to matter again to some of you, but again, this is my YouTube page, and this is just a moment to reflect on some of the experiences that have happened during the 9/11 attacks, just sharing my personal experiences. I can't speak for everybody because everybody comes in different backgrounds, different walks in life, and everyone has their own personal experience. So, going off of that, I think I'm going to conclude this video. I'm going to get ready to get out pretty soon. My apartment is a little messy right now, and of course you see me wearing this tank top, and it is pretty nice out there. It's actually not as hot today, but I decided to wear this tank top because, you know, why not? I'm in my own confined space, my own solitude, there's no drama, so I figured, you know, it's doing whatever I want, just trying to be more responsible. So I'm going to conclude this video, and if you like this video, please be on the lookout for future updates, and I hope to keep you updated soon. I'll have the link below the subscription for the trip that I just took down to the World Trade Center Memorial, or the One World Observatory. It's in my travel page. If you haven't had a chance to check that out, I'll put the link below the subscription. This was taken last year, and I hope you'll enjoy these videos, and I hope to keep you guys updated, and I'll talk to you soon.